A writing of Hebrews 11:1 through 12:2. Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. By faith our elders struggled forward, and by faith we strive for a world aligned with the Word of God, knowing that things deemed invisible, our very selves, will be seen. By faith our great-grandmothers offered their sacrifice, their homes, their language, the embrace of their mothers and fathers. By faith they warned about events as yet unseen, wars and soldiers, blood and bombs, and camp towns. So they built boats for the rivers, or built a shelter with their bodies to save their households. By this they condemned the world and became heirs to the righteousness that is in accordance with faith. By faith, our auntie set out for this place in hopes to receive it as an inheritance, and she set out not knowing where she was going. By faith, she went to this land, living in a basement apartment, living at the spa where she worked, living with strangers who were heirs with her of the same promise. For she had faith in the home she was making. By faith, she cradled and fed her children and the children of her sisters. Therefore, this woman, one whom many would deem as good as dead, became a star of heaven. All of these died in faith, without seeing the promises fulfilled. But from a distance they saw and greeted them. They were labeled as strangers and foreigners in this land, for people speak this way who do not understand the real homeland. If our elders and grandmothers and aunties and mothers had thought they were innately foreign, without belonging promised to them, they would have returned to where they began. But as it is, they had faith in a different homeland. Therefore, God is not ashamed to be called their God. Indeed, God prepared this way home for them. And what more should I say? For time would fail me to tell of Wong Kim Ark, Dosun An Chang Ho, Grace Lee Boggs, Fred Korematsu, Ibrahim Chowdhury, of Silmi Domingo and Jean Viernes, of Yuri Kochiyama, Patsy Mink, of Teresa Hak Kyung Cha, and all our prophets, who through faith marched together, demanded justice, and shut the mouths of the corrupt. They lit fires for their dead. Others were tortured. Others were spat upon and knifed. Others suffered chains and the seizure of their lands. They were lynched. They were splashed by acid. They were beaten to death. They were raped. They went about exploited, mocked, ignored, of whom the world was not worthy. Yet all these, though they lived by faith, did not receive the full promise. The promise will not be fulfilled apart from us and our working toward justice. Therefore, since our many ancestors have gathered at the table, let us lay before them an offering of our perseverance and faith, looking to those who built the way before us, who, for the sake of their families, endured the great gulf of grief, eating the bitterness of humiliation, and now have been seated in honor. I feel compelled to add the word of the Lord.